can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result. That's called insanity. Change ain't coming. Tell the people change is here. We taking what is ours. We ain't never scared. We gonna fight for our rights. Ain't no backing out. The Bahamas loving how we got this real blackout. Taking our country back, not living so hopeless. Vote for Lincoln Bain, our Bohemian Moses. A real leader coming with the vision and the plans. Let's take a stand, every Bohemian woman, child, and man. The people can't be crying and hurting and jobless. Don't be fooled, y'all know the parties that cause this. Vote for COI for a change in the office. We fighting for our rights and our natural resources. The people can't be crying and hurting and jobless. Don't be fooled, y'all know the parties that cause this. Vote for COI for the change in the office. We fighting for our rights for our natural resources. Yeah. Stand up and make a change. Yeah. For Bohemians everywhere. We gonna make a change. Change is here. We gotta quit with tradition and let's go forward a mission to build a better Bahamas for all the children that live in. They sell our country and land and give it to all the foreigners. Keep Bohemians suppressed because they think we're not good enough. So we're making a stand, throw up a fist with a hand. Stand united as one nation under the sun. We the people fighting for the new Bahamas. We bring the facts, but they wanna bring the drama. They can go and put a sign on every corner, but the cry of the people will be louder. Stand up and make a change. For Bohemians everywhere. We gonna make a change. Change is here. Stand up and make a change. For Bohemians everywhere. We gonna make a change. Change is here.
Good afternoon, Bahamas. Thank you to everyone who has joined us. Thank you to all of you who have joined us. This is a special live. We normally do Sunday, but this is a serious one. This is a very serious one. At the end of the day, we are presenting ourselves to, well, I'm presenting myself to the Bahamian public, because that's what I believe that all leaders should do. Whenever there is a question, whenever there's an issue, I believe that the leaders should submit themselves to the people, to their supporters, and to the wider public for scrutiny. And that's what I've decided to do tonight. And I also challenge every leader of every organization to do the same thing. That when there are questions about you, questions about your actions, put yourself forward. Don't hide, don't run, don't avoid. Put yourself forward and let the people question you. And that is why we are here tonight, to present the facts as we know them and decide how we move forward. I don't know of any leader of any political party who is willing to do this. I am always willing to do this because I believe in transparency and I believe in accountability, because there are some people who are questioning certain things that they have seen without seeing the full facts. And so we are going to present the full facts tonight, and you can accept them or not accept them. And then I'm going to call for our members, our paid up members, to go on our mobile app tomorrow and make a judgment call, whether you decide to continue to support or whether you don't. You have all access. There's going to be a poll there where you can vote and say you're for or against, and you can make your determination. I find it very curious, and please, as you're here, please share this so other people can come on, because we have a media in this country that has sold out itself to being controlled. They, I want to make this clear. No media house that ran a story on me actually called me. So people told me that there was a news story in the Guardian. No one from the Guardian called me for what I have to hear what I have to say. This is unethical in media. It's amazing that they can run a story and not speak to you about it, ask you for the facts, ask you what is what. That's amazing. Only in the Bahamas. when you listen to other news, and sometimes here too, you will hear them say, that they could not reach the person up to news time because ethically they're supposed to try to contact that person. Now, a reporter from the Tribune sent me a text that I got later, that day, and he said, someone sent us this, you have anything to say? Was his words, and I said, sure, call me, and we spoke, and but of course, the media didn't speak my side of it and what is there. And I think that when you see the full facts, you're going to see something different. Maria has seen more of the facts than the general public has seen. And so that's why she's sitting here. Maria don't entertain foolishness. Neither do I. She doesn't support foolishness. Neither do I. People make mistakes. They do. And when people make mistakes, you can let them ask for forgiveness and they can move forward. The thing that I want to say today is that there's no one in leadership in this country who has not had a case like they're accusing me of. Not Brave Davis, not Dr. Minnis, not anyone in leadership has not had some kind of case against them in the courts. I can list politicians. I have, a myriad of files, but that's not here nor there. We're not here to defend any wrongdoing. We're here to say that if there's any wrongdoing, we know how to recompense, apologize, and do what we have to do. If at the end of the day, the courts decide that some monies have to be paid to someone, then some monies are going to be paid to someone. It's very simple. But in this particular instance, we do not agree that that is the case. We do not agree with this case at all. And so we're going to ask you to share this so that this spreads, because no media house is going to cover this because this is the truth. And so we'll see. All right. So good night to everybody. I strongly believe that they're afraid of us. And like I told you, don't say that I didn't say this was coming. I told you from the very beginning, from before the election, that they were going to come after me after election. And everything from the last year that I've said they were going to do, they do exactly what I say. Like they can't even change their course. Everything. And so we told you this was coming. And so here it is. I want to thank everyone who called with their support today. It was overwhelming. I really appreciate you. You were there in what I perceive as one of my darkest hours. And I want to thank all of you for that. But we're going to get right to it. And at the end of the day, you make a judgment call. And if your judgment call is that, hey, Lincoln, you need to step away, eh? Then that's the judgment call of the people. It's simple as that. Okay? Now, I can continue to fight for our natural resources, fight for our country, stand up, hold our feet to the fire. Yeah. Or I can move aside if that's what the people in my organization say. I've met with executives. They've looked at documentation. They don't agree with the judge at all. You were there. Yes. And so now we're going to present it to you, our supporters, and to you, the Bahamian people, and you can make a judgment call. I will open myself up to questioning to you. Maria will be questioning me in the meantime, and that's how we're going to go. So I'm going to open this up. Please share, and let's begin.
Lincoln, good night.
Good night.
Could you tell the Bahamian people what sort of relationship did you and this female had for such to have to take you to court? What happened?
I had no personal relationship with her. In fact, this wasn't someone I knew. This was someone that came out of the blue asking us to give her some financial opportunity, some assistance financially. And she was asking of us for some opportunity. She came out of the blue, out of nowhere, and she kept pushing herself onto us. I didn't know her personally in any way. She sent an email on April 14th introducing herself to me.
April 14th of what year?
April 14th of 2010. That was the first encounter I had with her, was an email. She asked, she said, you help people, you help entrepreneurs, which is what I did a lot of the time. And, she's asked me how much I charge to assist people. I said, I never charge to assist people. I've never done that. I always give, and fight for people, help people or whatever without any, asking for anything. And she said, oh, she said, okay.
Let me ask you something. When they, according to court records, I see there was 3 different contracts agreement. What's going on with these 3 different contracts? Because one on the 20th of April, the 23rd of April, and the 4th of May. What is going on? Because I am confused as an attorney.
Yeah.
3 different separate contracts. You need to explain this to the Bahamian people.
All right. So she claimed to the court that there were 3 different contracts she had with me. 2 of them were for the same thing. She said that she gave one. First, she said the first contract was actually a receipt. She called it a receipt at first. When we came up with evidence disproving certain things, she came back and said that was the first contract. And then there was a second contract to write it more clearly. And so that's I'm going to put these numbers down so you all could remember these numbers properly. The 20th, I'm not writing good, you're right with green. 20th of April. And she said we redid it on the 23rd of April. And then we did another contract on the 4th of May. And this is very important for you all to remember. That's why I put it up on the board. Oh, they can't see it clearly, but anyway, we can see it, we can refer to it. All right. And so maybe the producer can actually put it on the numbers on the screen. All right. So bring it closer. I don't know if you can see it, but so these are the dates that they say they had contract. Now, this is what we want you to pay attention to. She said we had a contract on the 20th of April. So in other words, she met me for the first time on the 14th by email. All right, that's a claim. And by the 20th, she is saying that she met with me and she gave me $40,000 on air. All right, a total stranger. All right. And on the April 23rd, she did another contract on the 4th of May. I'm going to show you why these dates are significant. And this is one of the reasons we don't agree with the judge. And we're not here to say anything negative about the judge at all. That's not our stance. We're here giving account to the people because this is all over the news, so we're accounting for it. All right. So we're going to show you emails that was presented in court that the lady didn't deny from the lady herself. And these emails disprove everything she said. We personally believe that the judge somehow ignored certain important facts as it relates to this case. That's what we believe, and when you see it, you'll understand. So first, I'm going to show you that she sent an email to me on the 4th of May. Sorry, on the 3rd of May. On the 3rd of May. Remember, she claimed that on the 4th of May we signed some agreement. But I want you to see these emails. The emails say she could not catch up with me. She could not find me. She could not get in touch with me.
You sure? Where is that?
I can show it right now on the screen. But she said she signed an agreement on the 4th of May. Now watch this. And that's what the court says. That's what's on the judgment. Now watch this. Put the email up on the screen, please. And this is the email. So you can read it to them if you can see it. See that? No, we can't see the email.
Okay.
No, they can't see it on the screen yet.
I understand that you are very busy at this time trying to get your show on the road. I need something with you.
Some time.
I need some time with you to see how I can start moving forward with something. Feeling like I'm continuing to go in this circle that I want to break.
Hold on, I'm going to pause you right there. She says, I understand you're busy at this time, trying to get your show on the road. I need some time to so we can get something started moving forward.
Right.
Does this sound like we signed agreement on the 20th, like she claimed, and she gave me $40,000?
No.
This is May 3rd that you see this email. Producer, please get it up. On May 3rd, she said, she sent me this email, and nothing in here shows. She said she want to get started with something, but her claims. Okay, the producer is having technical. Can you help with this, please? It's having technical issues. I guess when she gets it together, we'll. But in the meantime, we're going to show you this. We're gonna switch cameras. I'm sorry. Camera. Sorry, we're switching cameras. We humbly apologize for that. We had everything prepared and ready to go. But these technical stuff happened. We're gonna switch to our back camera. There we go. All right. So, yeah. All right. So we want you to see this. She said, "I understand that you are very busy at this time. To get your show on the road, I need some time with you." And just so you could see, we should have said this in the beginning. This is my live Hotmail account. This isn't anything that we could have Photoshopped or done anything. This is my live Hotmail account. I never deleted this. And you can see the date is this one here, May 3rd. Right. That's the April 14 when she said she first emailed me. And this is May 3rd. This is my live account. See, if I switch on there and go to that one, it switches. This is my live account. So this isn't something that could have been edited, photoshopped, or anything. And here it is. That's her name. Zinnia Roll. And her name. Sorry, her email. Right there. prettybanker@hotmail.com. Maria, she was a banker. She worked at Royal Bank.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I thought the judge said it was an old lady.
This was not an old lady. She was my age. I don't know why the judge said that. She was about my age. All right. So now look at this. Sorry, I'm trying to work the two of these at the same time. I understand that you're very busy, etc. Get something on the road. I need some time with you to start moving forward, to see how we can start moving forward with something. So obviously this April thing where she moved forward with something cannot be true. This April 20th thing. She said, feeling like I'm continuing to go in circles that I want to break. This unproductive feeling is overwhelming. Do not mean to bombard you with my problem. I cannot seem to get you on that number anymore. Always an answering machine. Now, Maria, before we go to the next email, I want to say this to you. Oh, sorry, the camera went off. I want to say this. Sorry, we got to go back and forth with this camera. So we humbly apologize for this. Does that sound, Maria, like someone who just gave you $40,000? And I mean, at some point in this email,
yes,
wouldn't they have said, no, I'll just keep it on email. They don't need to see us at this time. Yeah. I'll keep it on email. At some point in this email, if you just give someone $40,000 on April 20th, and on May 3rd, you cannot reach them. At somewhere in this, wouldn't you have said, I give you my money now, I can't find you?
Yes.
Now she's saying she can't catch up with me, but did she ever say anything with money in here?
Never did. Never did.
But she produced two documents to the court, April 20th and April 23rd, saying that she gave me $40,000 and we signed this document. But does this look like someone who just signed a document?
And this didn't even make mention of y'all signing any document. This didn't even make no mention of no agreement, no contract, no nothing.
Just saying she want to get something started.
She want to get something started. So if y'all had this conversation the day prior or a couple days prior, why was this thing mentioned in here?
Okay, so now we'll move on to the next one. And the judge totally ignored this. And as you can see, this was nowhere in that judgment that they're passing around.
Are you serious?
The judge did not even mention this fact.
I don't believe she had that.
All right, and so let me continue. May 5th. This is May 5th. So she said, remember, she said that I signed on the 4th of May. All right. She said I signed on the 4th of May, but on the 3rd of May, she couldn't catch up with me.
Right.
And she wanted to get something started.
Right.
This is May 5th. So far, she said she presented a document to the court saying it is from me, signed on May 4th.
Right.
All right. But look what this email from her, again, you can see it. This is from her, says on May 4th. Look at what this document says. I'm gonna make it bigger. Y'all can screenshot, do whatever y'all want to do to this. Maria, read that to them, please.
No, you better read this because my voice
Okay.
don't win.
Okay, let me read it. It's asked me to hold this and do it. I have been, yeah, it's all right there. I have been trying to, this May 5th. She said I signed this document on May 4th that all of y'all have seen going around. I have been trying to reach you all day, but to no avail. The only conclusion I can come to is that you have blocked my text messages and my calls, or when you see my number, you just do not answer anymore. For some reason, I cannot get in contact with you anymore. Even if you are busy, you can call back when you have a free minute or shoot a text to state otherwise. If you have changed your mind about helping me, or I am...
Hold on a second, like, what you mean? She talking about you helping her now?
Mm-hmm.
You serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I am clustering you, please let me know. You see, I am at the end of my rope and I need the information and the procedure for getting set up with the opportunity.
Hold on a second.
That you
Getting
are
set up with the, you serious, Lincoln?
Yeah, she's looking for an opportunity at this point.
Go on.
That you afforded me. If that is still open to me, I do not want any fish from you, but want to be taught how to fish. Yeah, I understand you may not have the time right now. Just tell me that then I know that you are not an option for me, and then I can try to seek it from somewhere else. I'll pause there. If you give me $40,000
yes.
on April 20th, on April 5th, you can't get in contact with me, would you be talking about saying, okay, I'll just go somewhere else? Wouldn't you say, give my money back so I could go somewhere else?
I totally agree with you. I would say that.
Now, you don't have to be a learned lawyer to understand that. A primary school child can see that it was no way possible that this person
had given you
$40,000 and an agreement a few days before this.
She didn't know you was going to keep his email tape.
Maybe they thought I didn't have it. But these were presented in the court, and she did not deny this. All right? On the 4th is when she said I signed. But this is the 5th, saying that she can't get me. Obviously, I block her, and I block her text messages. But she presented a document to the court saying that on the 4th, me and her sit down and sign an agreement, and there was a witness. They asked her to bring the witness. She can't bring the witness. Okay, they say showing now. We can switch the camera back.
What you mean she can't bring the witness?
She said she did not attempt to call the witness. We tell her she need to bring her witness. She said she cannot bring the witness. Can you assist me, please? She's not. She can't bring the witness, and of course she couldn't bring the witness because there was no witness.
Oh.
Because she made this up. All right, and so we'll continue reading the rest of it. All right. So she can go somewhere else. Then she said, I am in a somewhat desperate position and losing hope fast. I try to check on you every day because I am genuinely concerned about you. I know that sometimes we are about helping everybody, but when we turn around, there is no one to help us. She's showing concern for me now.
Serious?
All right.
After she give me she said she give you 40,000.
Yeah. All right. I could be wrong, but for assuming that and being a bother to you, but I am very sorry for being a bother. But I am just looking for some hope somewhere. If you are serious about helping me get set up, you can send a text or email. If not, you could let me know to stop bothering you, and I can do that also. Thanks for the courtesy you have already extended towards me. I will await your reply. Does this?
But give collected 40,000 from.
But she presented to the court that on the 4th of May, I signed a document with her. That's the court document. The judgment starts with that.
Yeah.
Here it is. Let me take this off so they can see this. The judgment starts with that. April 20th, 2010, April 23rd, 2010, and May 4th. She said the third agreement was dated May 4th, 2010. We presented this as it is an impossibility.
I believe somebody take that. I don't know.
All right?
I believe somebody take that.
So she was asked this question literally on the stand.
Or what she said.
All right? She could not deny it. All right? So this is clear that something is wrong with these documents. You couldn't have gotten them from me. So I'll go to the next document. So that's May 3rd and May 4th, Maria.
Yes.
Even though she said, April, we did something, her email clearly says she won't get started with something. Obviously, we ain't do nothing yet. On April 23rd and May 4th, she couldn't catch up with me. Right? She's ready to just quit and give up. But she showed up in court with this 4th of May document. All right? Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. The 17th of May. Pull up the 17th of May document. She continues. This is 17th of May. Could you email the list of suppliers or give me an appointment time that we can finalize? And I want you to look at what the heading on all of these emails are, right? All right. The first one was appointment on May 3rd. The second one, the heading is purchase and shipment information. Ain't nothing but no contract, no personal, nothing to me. All right. This the subject in the email. All right. Look at the subject in the email. Now the second one, shop space and supplier information. This the subject on the email.
So where is the subject on contract and agreements? Where is that?
There is none, because it didn't happen. All right, and I'll explain why we get to this in a minute. But I just want to make this clear for whoever's watching this. And this is on the 17th now. Now remember, she says she did an agreement on April 20th, April 23rd, and May 4th. Now this is the 17th of May. All right? Still nothing yet. Could you email me the list of suppliers or give me an appointment time that we can finalize this process, please? I am ready to get started with the handbags. Your quick response to this matter would be greatly appreciated. Because she was talking about trying to go to sell handbags in our place. To explain that we are a department store and I let entrepreneurs give them an opportunity sell different items in there. We focus on the shoes, but if you wanted to do bags or perfumes or laundry, whatever, we let you sell that like a department store. And so that's how it works. So she was trying to get in there to do bags. All right? And that's the conversation we was having at first. Later, she convinced the managers to let her buy out the kids' shoes section of the store. But we'll get to all of that. So here again, nothing still happened yet. She ready to get started with something. And so that's the 17th. But she produced a document to the court saying I signed an agreement with her on the 4th. That is clearly a lie. And so if you're looking to see who is credible, this is documentary evidence. Now let's go to the next one. On the 29th, you can look at the email on the 29th. On the 29th, she couldn't catch up with me. I'll be honest with you. I was busy doing stuff. I was traveling, and then I didn't have time. She seemed a little shady and pushy to me. All right? And she was coming with these sad stories and, about her being sick and need the opportunity, whatever. And so when she couldn't catch up with me, she wrote directly to the managers of the store. All right? As you can see, the email headings there, she wrote directly to them.
Right.
All right? And so I'll open the letter just because I got to make sure you all see that this letter is still.
So Lincoln, you keep things 20 years in storage.
More than 20 years. I got files. So this letter is still in my live email, and I'm clicking on it so we could read it. They're going to put it on the screen for you, but this is still in my live email, just so you could see that. There's nothing made up. All right? It was presented to the court.
Well, Lincoln, somebody take that. I don't believe the judge had that. They get taken to trial.
All right, now watch this. Watch this. May 29th, 2010. To whom it may concern, my name is Zinnia, and this is what she wrote to the managers, the Bani Shoe Warehouse, and she called the name of one of the managers there, Miss Player. My name is Zinnia Rule. I had a meeting with Mr. Lincoln Bain where I was verbally awarded the opportunity to utilize a space in Bani Shoe Warehouse in which I can provide for sale lower-end handbags through a sales agreement. She was verbally awarded. She is now saying, but she brought a document,
A written
document to the court saying that on the 4th of May, she got an agreement, a written agreement signed by me. But here on the 29th of May, she said that she was verbally awarded an opportunity to go into this venture, all right, through a sales agreement. So obviously none was done yet. During this conversation, I was further afforded the opportunity to purchase these items under the business license of Bani Shoe Warehouse and utilize its shipping and receiving process.
She said she was purchased, but the opportunity for other purchase.
Yeah.
Not your company.
Right. All right. Under our license.
Right.
I need to understand this process, which is currently being used by the establishment, which would include a list of suppliers that currently hold a copy of the business license, contact information for the pickup and delivery service of in the US, everything we just do, all our business procedures, how we do everything, the custom broker and the delivery service in the Bahamas. Further, I had an opportunity to browse the internet for some suppliers. B&B Handbags was a store of interest. If you are interested in viewing the inventory, you can access their Miami location via the email is there, the website. My intended sales price range is from $20 to $50. Please do not hesitate to provide any other information that you deem necessary for a smooth transition of this process. Thank you in advance for your assistance in this business venture. So this on the 29th. Nothing done yet, but she produced documents to the court saying that we already had an agreement on the 4th. Okay?
Yes.
So
still ain't mentioned the 40,000.
He mentioned nothing. All right. So here, in the end, what happened? She was talking to persons. When she got in touch with them, they told her, okay, you can do business, whatever, and you can buy out that section. You can't do the purses because someone else is doing that. You can't do this and that. Someone else is doing it. We'll give you the kid shoe store. Now the kid shoe store had no competition in the country. You couldn't. Where do you go to get kid shoes? Our kid shoe section alone was bigger than any shoe store around. And so she was taking that over. So she was buying out the shoes we had. It was a business we in. So other persons who we let have departments, we didn't charge them because they weren't doing stuff that we were doing. Right? We weren't selling perfumes. We weren't selling lingerie or whatever. But with her, she was going into selling shoes. And they gave that to her to give her an opportunity. All right? And so she made an arrangement with them. All right? And that's where the monies came in. But what happened was a few months after she started, she started July, so that's August, September, October, November. The place burned down. So I might as well say 3 months because it burned down on the 2nd of November. So she only had 3 months, and then the place burned down. And, well, about 3 months. And the place burned down. So she was of the view that, oh my God, I just spent all this money on this inventory, on this investment, and I lost everything. What am I going to do? And she conjured up a story to try to attach it to me because she believed that the store was finished, is burned down. And so she had to try to get her money. So she came up with this story to get the money from me, to say that she personally gave me money to do some investment.
What type of investment? Did she say?
It didn't say. It just she gave. It's implying that she walked up to a total stranger.
6 days.
All right? Yeah.
6 days, Lincoln.
Yeah. She walked up to a total stranger and gave 40 grand for nothing in particular. Just hold on that. All right. Now, this is where the next problem comes in. This is where the next problem comes in. Because in court, the court files show that they asked her, if you said you paid him personally, how did you pay him? Isn't
Checks,
that what you would ask?
Yeah, checks transferred to your account. How
Right.
did she pay you?
She didn't pay me. But she claimed that she got a check from the credit union, and all of this is documented. She claimed that she got a check from the credit union. Let me see if I could pull this up for you. She claimed that she got a check from the credit union, and the check from the check from the credit union was written. It was a manager's check written out to her. And let me explain this. She said in court on the stand, the credit union gave her a manager's check written out to her, and that she gave that manager's check to me. So in court, that's the question that was risen. That is impossible.
A manager's check.
Any check.
Have to be written out to the person.
And so that was her claim. Okay? That she gave this check to me, and that somehow I was able to deposit that onto my account. And so it was brought up in court that is impossible. What are you talking about?
Did she bring any bank documents to state where she had this manager's check written up to her account to prove to the court that, look here, I have evidence right here that this money came from this bank? She
brought no evidence. She never, ever could substantiate her giving me this money personally in that court. Now, there was two checks. When she made the agreement with them and she made a deal with them, there was a check for $36,000 that she would have allegedly given to them, right? And then she had to pay the balance of $3,600 and something. So don't get confused with the 236s.
Okay.
So it was 3,600 was the balance. Now, when she was, by the time she was to pay that balance, the balance was to go to the company, but she wanted to pay that from her sales.
Right.
All right. And they allowed her to do it to help her. And that is what she did. She later paid the balance. And when she came, she wrote a check out to me. And I said to her, why you write this check out to me? It should be to the company. She said, well, that's coming to you, so I just write it to you. And so she wrote that check to me. And
how much that check was?
$3,600.
Okay.
All right.
And what was that for?
$3,600 and something. All right.
What was that for?
That was to pay the balance of the $40,000 for her to buy out the kids section. All right. And so I told her, well, this is supposed to be for the company, and all this is given in evidence in the court. I'll pay this over to the company, which she was cool with, and there was no objection. Now, the question is, this $3,600, who did you give that to? She was not able to produce that to the court because she knew if she produced that to the court, it would show that she never gave me any money.
Oh.
You see? You cannot possibly have a check written out to you that I can cash. That's $36,000. After this, after this came up, this woman didn't even see it necessary to come back to court. There was an excuse, so I have to pay.
No. How much witness did she have?
She brought no witnesses.
But I saw two witnesses said they were there when.
No, you saw on her document, she was saying that they witnessed the document.
Right.
She never brought these witnesses to court.
You serious?
No. They asked in court, where are these witnesses who signed on these alleged documents? Because we have an allegation that these documents may be fraud.
Right.
Where's your witness? I don't have them. Did you try to get them? No. Did you know that he was alleging that this was fraudulent? Yes. So you didn't even try to call them? No, I didn't.
She brought no witness. She brought no bank statement. She brought nothing to prove to the courts where she gave you this money or you cashed this money or take this money off an account in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Nothing.
I don't believe that.
Nothing.
I don't believe that.
Yeah. All right. So here, if you look at This is section 76 of our closing submissions. You will see where it was said. It said in here. I don't know if they could get it up on the screen. I know they got a lot of documents they sifting through. All right. It says that even if the court has difficulty in accepting the defendant's plea as it relates to the admittance of the fraud act of, and they call his name, which we submit, it should not have difficulty with. It should nonetheless consider the strength of the defense's evidence in that the plaintiff was unable to give a serious justification of why she was not able to provide evidence of her alleged direct payment to the first defendant of the check to the sum of $36,000, alleged first agreement, and that same was paid to him in favor in trust as alleged. A justification as why the first defendant would agree to hold in trust the sum of $40,000, and basically he gets no benefit.
Thank you very much.
All right. So, but let me show you how.
No, so, for real, what benefit you was getting out
I
of
don't
that?
get any benefit from that.
So why she just didn't leave her money in the bank where she could have gotten
in the credit union?
In the credit union where she could have gotten interest. That don't sound good to me.
I can't speak to that. I think they have it on the screen now. All right. And so clearly there, that was presented in the court. The woman could not justify that she gave this check to me. She did not bring any check. She could not say anything. Now, if you look at these documents, if you look back at the original, the judgment, all right, on page 8, this is section 13. This is what I have a problem with, right? A serious problem. I have a problem with this right here. Number 13 says, Mr. Bain accepted before my court that he was paid the $40,000 by the plaintiff. I never admitted that I was paid $40,000 by the plaintiff.
Oh my God.
And I'm going to show you that in all the documentation. In the court, I stood up and said it's impossible for me to have been paid that. And I brought up that that's how the question of the checks came up, that this check was written out. And she admitted that she said that when they asked her, okay, how did you pay him? She said, I got a check from the credit union. It was written out to me. And I gave him that check written out to me for him to go and personally deposit.
Something else going on with this. I thought she was making an agreement with your company. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Why she only have your name here? If she was saying, look at this.
This is the fake document.
I know, but look here. Watch this.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the company name in this agreement?
All right, but we'll get to that. Hold on. So I want to show you that she said her case, her decision was based on the fact that, look, Mr. Bain accepted before my court that he was paid the $40,000 by the plaintiff. I never said that. However, he distinguished this evidence and stated that the monies were paid in order to purchase the Kids Shoes Department of Bain Warehouse Company Limited. He indicated he would have produced this agreement. However, the same was destroyed in a fire. So both parties agreed the $40,000 was paid. I never agreed that they paid me any $40,000.
Where's the transcript?
Well, they have portions of this transcript. Yeah, the discrepancy is for which purpose were the monies paid? Was the money paid in order to establish a resulting trust on behalf of the first defendant, or was it the payment to secure additional shop space with the second defendant? The decision turned on which witnesses I found to be more credible based on the evidence before me. All right, so we get to that credibility in a minute. So her decision is based on the fact to me that I agreed and both parties agreed that I received this money. She said again, Lincoln Bain accepted before my court that he was paid $40,000. Now let's look at the evidence. I was going to say the truth. I don't want to offend no one in no way, but let's look at what this is. All right. The judge say, so she said that I accepted receiving the money, right? And she said with her decision turned on, right? Let's see, pull this up. Okay. Oh, right here. So we tell them where to go.
I think this is too confusing.
Yeah,
First, it's
me
supposed
too.
to be an agreement for her to purchase shop space, and now it's supposed to be another agreement for a trust, right? And then it's supposed to be an agreement for an investment or what it is, because you can't have three things going on one contract agreement.
Yeah.
It's either for the shop space, either for the trust, or it's either for the investment. What it is.
So she said that during the, what you need? Well, I'll tell you what they are. They're labeled. All right. So the document I'm looking at is called denied 2. All right. So pull that up, denied 2. All right. Just waiting for them to pull it up. Now she said I admitted to receiving $40,000, right? That's in her judgment. But this is our closing submission. And in our closing submission, it says that while the first defendant acknowledged the payment check dated June 24th in the sum of 3,634, he denies ever personally receiving the first payment of $3,600 directly. All right. He urges that the first agreement of the value of $40,000 represented funds paid to the second defendant for the purchase of his entire K2 department. So I never said I accepted that. I'll go to another one. All right. I'm going to denied receiving cash. That's the one that's labeled. All right. This again is in my submissions, and this is the same thing I said in the court, and this is in our closing submission. So this is documented to the courts. All right. It is the first defendant's evidence that the plaintiff had agreed with the second the defendant to receive the second defendant's remaining stock of kids' shoes department and accepted a turnkey business operating along with all of its private business processes and strategies with respect to the same. He continually stated throughout his cross-examination and re-examination that the aforementioned payment of $40,000 was paid to the second defendant, that's the shoe store, in exchange for the said stock, business operations, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I never said no money was paid to me. All right, and she's saying that a case revolves around that. All right, and so we're going now to number 3. It says number 38, and this is number 3. I denied 3. The first defendant denied that he ever got a check from the plaintiff personally, contrary to what was alleged in evidence on the 27th July at line blank of the transcript, because they didn't give it to us. All right. So totally. All right. Say when the plaintiff was questioned about the check being cleared by the bank, she admits that the check was in her name.
Yeah. Yes.
Can you pull this up, please? I need everyone to see this. This is denied 3. Please pull that up. It's in 39. It says, when the plaintiff was questioned about the check being cleared by the bank, she admits that the check was in her name, but says that she was told to endorse the back of the check with her signature before allowing the first defendant, me, to deposit the same to his account. That ain't impossible. All right?
And in 2010,
no. So that doesn't happen. Let's go to deny 4.
She had to bring a copy from a bank.
No, she brought nothing. Nothing.
They get bank statements going back for 10 years.
Nothing. All right. Now, this is section 76. All right, of these documents. That even if the court has, so they're bringing this up again. All right. that even if the court has difficulty in accepting the defendant's plea, because, you know, just in case they don't want to accept that there was some fraudulent stuff done or whatever, watch this. The defendant's plea, as it relates to the admittance of the fraudulent act of Mr. Pino Simonet, which we submit it should not have difficulty with, it should nonetheless consider the strength of the defendant's evidence in that the plaintiff was unable to, one, give a serious justification to why she was not able to provide evidence of her alleged direct payment to the first defendant of the check in the sum of $36,000. She could not produce anything in court. And all she said was that the check was in her name, not mine. So if your evidence hinges on credibility, if it hinges on the fact that I accepted the money, I denied at every point. But in the judgment, it says that in the court that I accepted.
And the judge, you admitted
Lincoln Bain accepted before my court that he was paid the $40,000 by the plaintiff. You see that, right?
Yeah.
Does any of that submission there say that I accepted I was paid $40,000? It says the exact opposite. Okay? So there are people all over the Bahamas now. Oh, Lincoln took this, Lincoln did that, Lincoln did the next thing. He needs to pay it back. That is not the truth. It is not. And so this is why, you know, I have a problem with this. I think you've seen documentation even more than we've said now, and we have a problem with this. Okay, so if the judge's case revolves around that, then that's a problem. Because later in her judgment, she also states that the same thing. First, she said right there that I accepted that I got the $40,000 cash. All right, but then pull it up. Pull it up. But then here, in the ones you got over the phone, where so now the judge says I never admitted to the check, but admitted to the 13K. Watch this. In section B, whilst the first defendant acknowledged the payment check of $13,634.49, I don't know where this one come from, because it was 36,300. Now this total false information, yeah. On June whatever, he denied ever having received the first payment by a check of $36,000. So now she is saying in her judgment that I deny. But when she started, she's saying her case is going to depend on who's more credible, because I accepted, and the woman accepted, that I got this $40,000. All right?
Well, Lincoln, hold on a second. But these the same judgment.
Yeah.
The conflicting
Yes.
paragraphs.
Yes.
No, Lincoln, this can't be the correct judgment.
Hmm?
No.
And so these are some of the things that we have a problem with. One, there is no way. And see, when the question came up, I will say this, when the question came up of, Miss, how could you say you paid him, but the check was in your name? That don't even make sense. She did not come back to the court. Now, we had cases that we had hearings after that. Her lawyer came, but she never came back. And there was an excuse, oh, she don't want to have to travel and all that, or whatever, right?
But they have a court by Zoom.
Yeah, but she just didn't ever show back up. All right? She never showed back up. All right? And so this thing had gone away. We was waiting to hear what we was going to hear. It was gone. And all of a sudden, we hear that, well, my lawyer told me, I can't, confirm and say what he said, that there was some hearing on November 30th that he knew nothing about, that he didn't know about it. All right? On November 30th. So I don't know why we weren't invited, but that's November 30th this year. And all of a sudden, this thing pops up. All right, that was cold for a while. All right. And there was a hearing on November 3rd. That's what he said. I can't verify that. I'm just saying what he said. And then we see this thing dated December 6th that went out, and immediately when this thing went out on December 6th, the media gets it the next day, and it's all over the media and all over social media. And we weren't there, nothing was served on us, et cetera, et cetera.
I give you honest. I'm seeing all kind of loopholes, all kind of discrepancy, all kind of conflicting information in this judgment. I don't even know if this is the real thing. Where the signature is, where the judge's signature, because I can't believe.
Put it right to the bottom. This what that going all over social media. See it there.
Oh, I believe this is the wrong one. I really believe this is the wrong one.
You go. So, you know, there's so much more to this. But people like to just go and cast aspersions, you know, and these kinds of stuff. There was conflicting evidence by her. Everything was conflicting. All right. So at one point she said that the lady was credible. In our judgment, she said she found her to be credible. Right. Let me show you something from the lady's witness statement. All right. All right. This is where, if you look at the one where I say, if you look at the one that says found unbelievable, number 21, says that the plaintiff denied ever having a conversation with Mrs. Simonette. I found her a believable witness. She said that she only recalled seeing Simonette around the store when she went there for her. That's all. She went there for her. Sorry about that. All right. So she said that she found her as a credible witness, right? But watch this. This document here is her witness statement. What happened was, when the case was almost over, I started asking around because it didn't make sense to me. Why is there these documents with my signature on it that clearly is written, you know, at a time when I know it couldn't have been factual, and it has my signature? So I started calling people around. Do you know anything about this? Do you know anything about that? We're going to this is not believable on the phone. All right. So I lost my train of thought. They keep talking to me in here. So anyway, I lost my train of thought. This right here shows that she's not credible. What happened was she got someone to sign this document with her. On the day of the fire, she panicked. She got someone she knocked some documents together, came there, and started telling this sad story. All of this was given in court, telling this sad story. With this sad story, the person said he believed her. All of this was given in court. The person came and testified that she came and gave the impression that she needed insurance money from this, all right, and that she didn't have any documentation between me and her, and she needed something signed. So the person said they felt sorry for her, signing documents, etc., etc. All right. So the person testified that in court. All right. They also asked them in court, because, you know, standing up on the stand, you've been in court. You're standing on the stand. They give you a piece of paper and say, okay, reproduce signature. So no desk, no chair, no nothing. And this is, I guess, almost, not exactly, but almost 10 years later. But years later, Maria, I cannot reproduce my signature from 10 years before. They asked, that's from 2010. All right. And so they asked him to reproduce it, gave him a pen, and he take it and reproduce it 3 times. The second one to me was it. The judge say none of them was it. But the fact of the matter is, this years later. So, okay, he mightn't have done it perfectly, but he is there in the place admitting. So, I saw someone say to me, on WhatsApp, that I'm good. I got someone to admit, that they did this. I don't know who would do that for you.
I was about to say that's jail.
All right. And the testimony was person, when they confessed, we went to my lawyer, and the lawyer said, realize, we could do a charge of forgery, fraud, you go to jail. They say, yeah, I understand, I accept.
But I told them it's not going to jail. The woman and then.
Right. Well, so that's up to us, So, and so even in her decision, she said, why didn't you have them charged? All right. Why didn't you have him charged if that's what the case was? That's my witness. I go threaten to charge him and then he shuts up. And that's the only thing that could save me. And so I don't even know why she included that in her judgment. But even the police do that. The police might have 2 people and they might say, okay, you will be the witness against him. You will do that? Okay, well, you will be the witness. You turn crown witness. Police do that. All right? That's my witness. And so this saying mean that I'm not going to press charges against her. Because now with all this going on, she gonna have to prove some stuff before the courts. And so it's not too late because statute bar for me to deal with her. All right? There's no statute bar on that. And so it's not too late. So she could come for whatever she want to come for, but we have enough evidence of a fraud happening. All right? Now watch this. This is what when she found out that we found out what really happened, she did another witness statement, and in that witness statement, she tried to deny ever being there on the day of the fire. All right? Now what's the credibility issue? All right? Pull that one up first. On the day of the fire, because he said she came there on the day of the fire and did all this stuff. So she started trying to deny it. Watch what it says. At paragraph 6, Mr. Simmons, this is her witness statement. At paragraph 6, Mr. Simmons states that he was approached by me on the date of the fire with 3 agreements. Firstly, I was unaware that there was a fire until the evening news on the 2nd of November. It happened on the 2nd of November. But she's saying she wasn't aware, right? So firstly, she wasn't aware. She ain't over no fire. I wasn't there. She tried to run, right? Now watch this. The first defendant, that's me, failed to inform me that there had been a fire. I drove by the store on the day of the fire and saw other tenants of Bonnie. So now she there. First, she didn't know about the fire. Now she there. All right? I saw other tenants of Bonnie. Bonnie was a department store, meaning we had people, rent from us. Removing clothing. At the time, I thought nothing of it and so drove on. The building black. The glass then break and black. Everything smoky. You see people taking stuff out of there. Trucks piling up. And you thought nothing and drove on. All right? This credibility now. She said this is the credible witness.
But in one paragraph.
All right? In this one paragraph, she contradicted herself.
Straight through.
And she said she didn't know about the fire till the news that evening. Right? She didn't know about the fire till the news that evening. Now watch this. The next paragraph, number 10. 3 days after the fire, I met with the first plaintiff, me, who informed me that all the inventory had been destroyed in the fire. That's a lie, right? But 3 days? So you saw it on the evening news. So let's say you didn't come by there. You saw it on the evening news and you wait 3 days to come check on your stuff and you invested tens of thousands of dollars?
Yeah.
Does that sound credible? Yeah. If this sounds credible to anyone watching this, please let me know.
I agree with you.
And then the next one, she said, a week later, she still didn't come in the story though. This her saying I reached out to her. Now she said a week later, I was driving by and saw a security officer at the building and decided to stop by. You see that there was a fire on the evening news, right? You talk to me. And a week later, you just happen to be driving by and you stop. Maria, does this sound credible to you?
No. Why Lincoln? That was a not that.
That is her witness statement.
A lawyer drove
See
that.
here? Second witness statement. This is the full document here. This is the full
Let
document.
me see.
See?
Oh yeah.
This is the full document from her lawyer. See here? Five from Farrington Chambers. All right? The full document.
Let me see what she said at the end. Wait, this don't make no sense. Just giving conflicting information.
All right? There are people calling for my resignation when they don't know the full facts. Nothing of this makes sense. This woman was trying to find a way to get money back because she felt she had a loss and she was trying to direct it at me personally because that's normally what they do.
Watch this. She said, however, look what she said. Read that paragraph 20.
I was, however, recommended by the first defendant to a drop shipper in Miami. However, I made the contact with the suppliers, paid for the shoes, censored, ensured the inventory was accurate, and paid all costs associated with getting the inventory to Nassau.
Thank you very much. So she's paying for all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So where is it that this money was supposed to be? I'm thinking, I don't know. You seriously wrote that?
And they are crucifying me all over the Bahamas. No media house called me. All of a sudden, election over, we're not implying anything about the judge. All right, we ain't here for that. Everyone is all about talking about this, so I am giving my version of it.
Thank you very much.
I'm not casting aspersions on anyone. You come to whatever conclusion you want to come to. But there's nothing about this that makes sense. All right? You've seen some of it with your own eyes. We can't even give you the big hammers that's going to drop. Because if we decide to appeal this, then, but she tried to deny knowing this fella, seeing this fella, and none of what she said made sense. Oh, I didn't even know it was a fire. I ain't been around there. Then in the same paragraph, yeah, I've been there. But I saw some clothes stuff moving out there, but I didn't see nothing wrong, and I just moved on. And I didn't know until I saw it on the news that evening. But 3 days later, I reached out to her and talked to her. And a week later, she just was driving by. When she saw that there was a fire at this store she made an investment in. This is documentation that was ignored. Totally ignored. Maria sitting now reading this like she can't believe she's seeing this.
I can't believe this. Seriously, I can't believe me. Is that all? Lincoln, this ain't making no sense.
I got crucified. I got called all manner of names. Everything for the child of God. This. Maria sitting down, change this.
Anyway, famous, I would have ripped this apart. That.
All right. And so this is the decision that was made. All right. That the person was credible. And instead of focusing on all this other stuff that also came up, like the emails, it was clear in the emails that, because some of you might have just tuned in, we provided evidence that the documents that they said were signed, she clearly didn't sign no documents with me because the email said she couldn't catch up with me. It's clear as day. And so if you have a situation, you're looking for credibility, the emails say you couldn't catch up with the person, but somehow you have a document signed on that date with the person, then someone comes out and says, listen, this is fraud. I did the fraud for her, and this is why I did it. Maria, now we're looking for credibility. Which is credible? The person say it was a check written out to them by the credit union, and somehow they gave it to me for me to deposit in my personal bank account.
What do they? Because I
to give me money just on air that I can't benefit from.
I don't see nothing, and after they be talking about the investment, I don't see it, right? She's saying that she give you this money to invest it, hold it on trust. Where is that?
Just the whole of it. There's nothing specific.
Right.
This woman was a banker, royal banker, yeah. So this is no naive person like they're trying to describe her as some naive. This was not a. All right, the person made someone made confession. So you see all of this. The person admitted. See here, this is in the judgment. They admitted to what happened. Yeah. Yes, I forged the signatures, that of the first defendant. So if you have all of these questions, all right, the signature, she harped the judge, and again, we're not castigating the judge. We're just giving my version of it. I hope this doesn't offend, you know.
Lincoln, hold on. This woman is a banker, former banker, right? So it's easy for her to get a printout from any banking organization to say that she
refused
to give you, but she give you not only that, if that money, if she give you a check, right, Lincoln, that's supposed to be able to clear it. Central Bank supposed to have a copy of the says with that amount of money years ago. It's supposed to show up in our system, on our system base. So it ain't show up with a she produced no documents.
No, and she was asked, and she could not, and that was it.
Did she ever have?
I don't know whether the money was actually paid. I can't swear for that.
Thank you very much.
Whether it was actually paid or not.
Thank you very much.
I can speak to the 3,600, but the rest of it, I can't swear for that.
She even produced no documents, like one of the judges told my client, produce me documents to say where you withdraw this money off this account on this particular day. None of that, Lincoln?
Nothing. So you see, in her judgment, she tried to say, well, she just have to decide who is more credible. Remember? Because she said, because I admitted to receiving the 40,000, and the woman said she give me it. Now she just have to determine who is more credible. Because the only dispute is what the money was for. Understand? But do you see anything about that says she's credible? The witness to me was credible. Now she said that the witness was incredible because of his demeanor and the content of his evidence. All right? Let me see if I can pull that up. I have so much documents in front of me, I don't even know where to start. All right? All right. She said, everyone have it out there because it's all over. Oh, see there, rejected because of his demeanor. She said, whereas Mr. Bain's signature on these documents were almost a replica of each other, I do not accept that Mr. Simonet was the penman on any of these material occasions. His purported signature of Mr. Lincoln Bain's did not match the signatures on the agreements nor the witness statement, and they appeared to be nothing more than vain attempts made by the witness in the witness stand. You stand in the witness stand, someone give you a piece of paper and tell you to do the signature. I found by the completion of Mr. Simonet's evidence, both in content and demeanor, that he was lacking credibility.
What about this? You just can't be things hanging.
So people are all about saying that the judge say I did this and I did that. No, the judge saying she just assuming because it's a balance of probability. She don't know. She is assuming based on his demeanor and the content because he couldn't do it perfectly in her eyes all these years later. And because both in content and demeanor that he was lacking credibility. But she was credible?
Yeah. She didn't even prove the case.
She didn't say his demeanor because he was acting shifty. He was twitching. His statements didn't match. All of his statements were perfect. They couldn't challenge anything he said. He was clear, coherent, professional.
I need to see the transcript and I need to see the recording of that.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Mm-hmm.
that is going to all boil down to credibility, transcript, and record.
And so also in her judgment, she, again, I said, she started bringing up this thing when she broke it down, right? See if I can see this. The plaintiff made the $40,000 payment in two checks, right? How much money? 40,000 in two checks. The first in the amount of $36,365.51, and the second and third. This is two checks. How you get a second and third now? She said the plaintiff made put this one up there, please. That I want the Bahamas to see this. It is on, yeah. I don't know if that's the right one. It says two checks or three underneath it. Two checks or three underneath it on the phone. The plaintiff made the $40,000 payment in two checks, right? Two checks. This is the judges saying what I did. The first in the amount of 36, that's not it. That's not it. 36,300, etc. And the second and third installments by banker's draft made payable to Mr. Lincoln Bain in the amount of $13,634.49. How does 36,000 plus 13,000 equal 40,000? Now they don't even know how much. And it's two checks or it's three checks. This is the judgment. No one picked that up. All over social media where I'm getting crucified, no one picked that up.
I didn't.
Mm-hmm. Because she's never claiming the case. She says two checks. All three of the two checks. Now all of a sudden, this nonsense in there.
This is a wrong judgment. This is a mistake. Saying this isn't right. Something mixing up. Somebody must see copy and paste and stuff like this. Why?
And
Really, I think it's a wrong judgment.
And so this is what, for the last day or so, no media house called me. Like I said, Tribune fella text me, but they talk with me everywhere. They have all this to say.
At this place,
this is what they say is the agreement that this banker from Royal Bank, this banker put together, right? On the 20th of April, this is what she said she signed after meeting a total stranger. She walked up to a total stranger, and this is the agreement they're talking about. Now, I don't know if you used to seeing them put people's signature on the judgments. I don't know. I'm not saying nothing wrong with it, but I've never seen I read judgments every day. I ain't saying it's wrong, but I read them. I never see this. This going extreme to me, right? But it says agreement. Please put the agreement up on the screen so they can see it. So it says agreement. And this is a paragraph. You walk up to a total stranger. I can understand if you know the person, that's your coworker, your family, your friend, something. You just put something in writing, right? You walk up to a total stranger, and they give you this, and you give them $40,000. This is certified that I General has turned over and trust to Lincoln Bain $40,000. This sum is to be held by him, and returned to me 10%.
just
What I get?
I convinced to be invest in shares of a business. So I follow Bain, and if you have a business and the business goes, your money goes. How they expect for you, according to this, if the business lasts, they expect for you to go and still find money. This is a chance that you take when you invest in the business. No, man.
But this is what she's using to say she gave money to me personally. And I have to give her this money back.
To invest in the business. So how she know that hypothetically you didn't invest in the business? I mean, she know you want the shoe business. The shoe business gone. This is better for the fire, right? So what that mean?
Yeah.
And gone.
Yeah.
That's another ground. So she admitted, according to her, hypothetically, if you invest in and business go lapse, that's it. You can't sue somebody if you decided to go into agreement to invest your money and then business go lapse.
So my name all over the papers. None of them called me. All over the news. They was playing that early. All of a sudden, this case pops up on the 6th judgment on the 6th. By that day, the media done got it.
Thank you.
My lawyer ain't got it.
But the media got it.
But I am this big bad wolf. Someone say, anyone can see that signature was written shakily.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
So this is some of the things you wanted to highlight. I could go into so much more things that they ask for 10% return. How you get 10% return if you can't invest it, if you didn't invest it? How you get that? I had in my notes, no consideration, no benefit for me.
I agree. That's the same thing I try to figure out.
I give you $100, Maria, hold on this money. Just hold on it. Just for investment, you give me 10% if it's invested, but you're invested, but still give me 10%.
Why she didn't put the money in the bank?
He took it out, the credit union according to her.
Where's the evidence?
Where she would have gotten to, there was no evidence of that. No evidence of anything, as you can see.
So she wanted to come up here and say she can substantiate. That's what you're trying to tell the Bain people.
Yeah.
Man, nothing is coming over the Bahamas, not in this modern day Bahamas. Some evidence are there, my fellow Bahamians, to prove that some monies will move from someplace and end up someplace else. This is the banking system. Computers are out there.
And so, just to make this clear, I am not here, and Maria is not here, the Boston League judge. This has been tried in public,
yes,
without hearing from me, and so I decided to state my case. Learned judge, I love you. I have no problem with you.
Yeah, but this question
was
where's the money trail? I agree. That's what we need to find out. Where is it?
Documents clearly show, and in court, she stood up and gave evidence, and I showed you the documentation that she said, she couldn't prove if she gave the money to me. She didn't say cash. She said she got a check, I think it was a manager's check, from the credit union in her name, and somehow she gave that to me. Right there, the lawyer was like, "Fine, this can't go nowhere." The woman didn't show back up. All right, like I said, it was an excuse. I just don't have to go traveling and all that. School about to open, and I busy with my kids. Yeah, you invest. You have tens of thousands of dollars. You're talking about you busy with your kids.
No, Charlie, coming from the money again. I coming from that money. If I didn't give you the money,
never came back to court. The whole thing went cold for a while, and then all of a sudden, my lawyer says he didn't know. He heard that they had a trial sometime on November 30th this year. This thing came back up from nowhere, this whole thing from nowhere. And he did not know. He was not invited. I was not invited. I can't speak the truth of it. All right? Some say if I get the insurance money and break up with them. Listen, there was no insurance money to get. Yeah, you know, some people back then were saying, "Oh, he did that for insurance money." Let me make this clear to you because we got to be accountable. Now, what I want is for every leader in this country to do what I am doing. While they're castigating me, I didn't see Brave Davis coming and talking about the White Speech Brothers money that he was accused of. I ain't see him coming answering to the people. In fact, he tell the judge to see letter after the election. You bring him stand on the stage and say, Brave Davis don't want you all to know about this court case, remember? He stood on the stage. I ain't seen none of them. I ain't seen Pintar talking about his past. All right?
Courts don't usually rely on facts, evidence, what we call. And so you know, ooh, what behemoths, the court's supposed to be fair. Look at all the evidence. And with this sort of case, has to be a money trail. Documents by fellow behemoths, computer, print out. Man, can you show you don't get the money in your account?
In this country is there's some people going to stuff every day. We're hearing of people frauding people's signature to get property and that kind of stuff. All right, to change wills and all this kind of stuff. People are going through this every day. And they are putting out there that, oh, you set this up and you set that up. People are going through this every day. Your children are going before the courts in this country, and there's no justice in this country. Maria is fighting this. I've been fighting this for now 20 years, fighting for justice for people. And I told you all they was coming after me. Any little thing they could find, they just mix up and muddy up. Notice what they did. They're going all over the media. Oh, he thieved this, and oh, they say give back the $60,000. Maria, how many times has a judge made a decision and the appeal court overturned it and said the judge had?
A lot of times.
That happens a lot. Not because a judge made a decision means that's gospel. That happens. But this one said she made it based on just the balance of probability how she feel. She feel is more credible. And she said the fellow was incredible because of his demeanor and content. But this woman who none of her story added up was somehow credible.
This is a transaction, documented money transaction. It ain't like this woman say she give you cash. This woman say she a check.
Now, I'm going to put this out there to the public. There's some people calling for me to resign. The question is, should I resign? Based on what you now see, documents, not she say this, he say this, the documents. Should I resign? Yes or no? Put it in there. Trolls allowed too. Vote. Yes or no? Should I resign? Should I step aside? Should I step down? I'll wait.
What? The hearsay evidence?
Because the judge made a judgment. Should I? Step down.
You know I love realistic counsel.
Yeah. So people are now voting. Hell no. No. Maria, should I appeal?
If it was me, if you leave that out there, Lincoln, people is going to say, you're going to have to pay that money. If you don't appeal this, you're going to have to pay that money. If it was me, I appealing it.
Yes.
Guess what? No documentation evidence. What the judge rely on, you need documentation evidence in none of them court of appeals and say, look here, you ain't produced no documents. You can't come to court no more on hearsay. That means anybody, Lincoln, could come and say, you give me $50,000. You could come to court and tell me you give me that. No, man. And you put it in the check. No,
So we can appeal this.
we're gonna appeal this. We can get a couple of lawyers who's gonna have a look at this, and we're gonna appeal this. Just me, we're gonna appeal it. What I'm seeing it, we're gonna have to appeal.
And what I want to bet you, I came here with facts. No media house is going to print this. They ain't gonna talk for it. When the fella from the Tribune texted me when I finally talked to him, right? I said, it's amazing. Y'all had me blocked. You wouldn't run no story with me or nothing we say. How much press statements we released to y'all, all these documents we released on these politicians and what they have done with their signature and everything else. You ain't cover nothing. But a negative story all of a sudden is front page.
So they need to sit down and have a conversation with you, since they can have
Front page.
Yeah, they have you on front page. So give your side of the story. Lincoln, you have a freedom of speech in this country. You have a freedom of opinion. This is your name. Me? Oh, Bain guy will be out there talking on my name. You have to clear up your name. You have to show the inconsistencies. Because guess what? These people are nasty. They can be talking about this all day, all week, all day.
I hear them calling, sending message to you and this and that and telling you, oh, you need to speak up about this.
Thank you.
You're talking about the F&M talk with Lincoln.
What kind of names?
Solomon say you never make a judgment until you get two sides of the story.
Thank you.
And he said some very negative things for people who jump to conclusions. Listen, I have been fighting. I'm willing to fight for myself. I'm always willing to stand for righteousness by myself. I've done it. I ain't looking for friends.
That's right.
All right? I am out here fighting for the Bahamian people. I told them they was coming after me. I know we gonna have enemies. There could be people who, anything I do, I get a flat tire in the road, oh, that's big. They just take picture of me more than anyone in this country. I don't see them taking picture of ministers when they see him out the restaurant, the food store. They got picture of me to the movies and I to Starbucks trying to, and they taking picture of me. They are focused on me more than they focus on the FNM and PLP. Then they focus on each other. Why? Because they know we coming for them. Their job was to try to discredit me. Because they know they're about to start failing. They know they can't deliver on the things they promised. They know they got problems finding that $2 billion in the next 7 months without selling this country out. Although they're trying to do that. They know it. And they know only us can hold their feet to the fire. They know the FNM has no credibility. Where Pintard going? Where Pintard going, Maria?
I was about to say.
Like, seriously? If that's the best the FNM can bring, they're in trouble. This is why the attacks on me. If you want me to step down, let's tell them. But guess what? They ain't gonna share this. And I know this was long, this was 2 hours. And in a way, we could have answered this in 10 minutes. I'm sorry. It's easy to throw mud, it's harder to clean it up. And so we had to take this 2 hours, and I gave account to the Bahamian people. I didn't come talking, I brought the files on me. I have done some wrong things in my life. I don't never come inside perfect.
That's right.
If any of y'all out there who never owe no one no money, please raise your hand. You never owe no one no money? Anyone out there who has not sinned, let me know. I don't try to be perfect. That's what y'all. So you want me to be perfect like Braid? Perfect like Minas? Like Pentard? Who you want me to be perfect like?
I want to tell you, all of us have mistakes, right? You can make mistakes. I make mistakes. What is now is that we decided to clean up whatever things that didn't pass, to come to the Bain and say, now, look here, We need to fight to get the Bahamian people benefits in this country. This is what me and Lincoln and the Coalition of Independence is all about. They stay bringing up our past, Lincoln. Watch what happen. But my thing is, I focus on the Bahamian people. Right? We don't do some stuff, man, Lincoln. I'm probably gonna do all kind of things. Understand? You change. It is now about the Bahamian people. And look at all those prophets in the Bible, Lincoln. They had all kind of past. They did all kind of stuff. But God decided to use them in some stage of their life. He can't worry with these people, but look here, there's a country that needs to be run. The human people are hurting. The human people want somebody to comfort them. The human people want the people out there to care about them. And
every day I'm
thank
seeing
you.
people. We are still fighting for people.
Thank you.
You know, maybe 5,000, 10,000 people might watch this if you all decide to share it. If you're on this and you haven't shared this, please help. Get the message out there, because the media ain't gonna let me come on their show and they ain't gonna put me in the newspaper. They're not gonna hear our side of the story. All right? Please share this. Do your screenshots, share it. Let people see exactly what's going on. Do your 10, 15-minute clips and share it out there. Show them this woman came with documentation for the 4th of May, but she said on the 3rd and the 5th of May, she couldn't catch up with me. No mention anywhere of no money, no nothing. Nothing.
But I'm sure you know that. All those emails.
None.
Everyone said she mentioned no money.
No.
Even
all she was mentioning is what I said in the court.
Right.
We was talking about
yes.
the business part of it. Getting the store space.
That's
all
all right.
of them.
That's
exactly what I said.
That is all right.
PLP called me and they said, Lincoln, they trying to distract you because they when you talk about natural resources.
We'll come up with that.
They say, you hear anything from Von Miller yet? A PLP called me and said, they trying to distract you. He said, don't let them distract you, because now what they want you start going out there and fighting fire with fire so they could continue doing what they're doing and everyone get distracted. Because I tell them, I say, you know the amount of files I got on these fellas?
Yeah.
I don't ever talk about these politicians' personal lives.
Yeah.
Never once have you heard me talk about their personal lives. I could grab you court cases with all of them. Everyone. Court cases. Not case. On both sides. I know all their business. I know all where all their skeletons buried. I have files on all of them. I don't ever expose their personal business. Now, your public record, what you're doing publicly,
yes.
I deal with that.
Yes.
I get you and some of the business dealers. They go care at the court. I'm my business. But hold on, what you're doing with the public money is what I'm concerned about.
Me too. Me too.
That's what I'm concerned about. So don't come around here talking personal business. Oh, Lincoln's sleeping with this one. He's sleeping with that one. Who are you sleeping with? You don't sleep? But I just sleep. I gotta sleep. But I know one thing. We come in for what is ours.
Yes. The Bahamian people there.
That's what we come in for.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all ain't gonna distract us. So we gonna appeal that. We can see what the Court of Appeal have to say. And then if they don't agree with us, then we can see what the Privy Council have to say. And then we go from there. And if they say pay her, then I pay her. But 40,000, 60,000.
Not for those. No. Not the Privy Council, Lincoln.
They don't do foolishness.
They don't do foolishness, excuse me. That means anybody could walk up the streets and say they had an agreement with you and they can't produce no document. They give you 40,000 and a judge will say pay. Where is the evidence? No, Lincoln, that can't happen.
You know, someone could say, okay, give me $40,000. I gotta give you a document, right? All right. You could sign a document and never give the money. The money could never exchange, even though the document's signed.
Right.
And they can say, okay, I gotta do a copy and bring it back to you. They never bring it. So a signed document don't necessarily mean money exchange time.
I told you. I have a problem with that too.
Because even a check, remember in law,
Thank you.
a check is not paid until that's cashed.
Yes. Yes.
So even if you gave a check, you could give a bounce check. You know that bounce, but that don't mean that anything exchanged. So not because you brought a signed document.
Yes.
If you now saying that you paid, the consideration didn't happen. To make it a trust or agreement or whatever, if you can't prove how you paid that, and your story don't make sense that you got this check from the credit union in your name and you give it to the person, how?
I hope the attorney listening to this. I have the same problem now. We fighting consideration for 140,000, and his client can't tell the courts where they pay the man 140,000 for the property. So they vigilant now, because like you said, they have an agreement which is signed for 140,000. No document to prove that his client paid 140,000 for the property. I don't know where this payment is coming. They get dropped of an agreement and don't produce no money and say they pay you until they get.
You can write something up right now and say, Maria, you owe me money.
Thank
Your
you.
signature on that. Yeah, let's go to court.
Yeah, yeah. And then I just tell them, say, I give you the money, you give me the money, and the banker's check, and can't bring the banker's check.
I think I need to take some questions from the public. That's what I agreed to do. Any questions, any trolls, let them ask their questions. Anyone, you have a question, you don't understand something don't make sense, whatever, this is your chance to question me as a leader in this country. And again, I challenge Brave to do this. I challenge Pintard to do this. Minister, I hear you talk a lot now. You need to go sit down. I'm tired of you.
Yeah, Minister.
You need to go sit down.
Yeah.
I'm going to take questions. And while you're waiting for your questions, I just want to speak out because people still coming to me every day. We're still fighting for the people. I want to speak out for the people at the gaming board who were fired by this last administration. They won their case.
Where's the documents?
The case, I had documents right here.
Nigga, why don't you let's go in the front? Nigga, this is being too long.
This is a disgrace.
Yeah.
We can call them and talk to them tomorrow.
Talk to them or tell them me and you come in. Because from last week, somebody was supposed to be in that corner.
Yeah.
I was getting in the front of that building.
I may have the court order. I can double check. But they was already, the court said they won and they should have been reinstated.
Back to it.
They wasn't, but they wasn't there. They down to their last. They hurting. They need help. Producer, you have a question?
Yes, Lyra Brown asked, one question, is there any evidence the check was cashed or deposited?
No, there's no evidence that there was a check. Her statement in court was that she got this check, I think it was a manager's check, from the credit union in her name. That's the documents I read earlier. In her name. She testified that. This in writing. It's in court evidence. She said that it was in her name, and somehow she gave it to me, for me to cash on my personal account. That's impossible in any country in this world. You could walk up, I could walk up to the bank with a check for $6,000 in Maria's name, and they could let me cash that. What bank could do that? Next question.
Kara.
Searching through for questions.
Someone says, what's the story with Brave case? There was a case with, this public, there was a case with the Whitefish brothers. They was steel magnets. It was the biggest steel people in the world. They was, I think it was British. And they had money. They were brothers. And they did a company here. I think they was trying to get money out of England. And, a lot of them is just put money in the Bahamas. They get to hide it or do whatever. And Brave had control of the money. One of the brothers got sick. They thought he was going to die. And so he put money in his brother's name with Brave, them company. He founded the company. And then he didn't die. All right. He wake up and say, well, where's my money? And then Brave and the other fellow was like, your money? And so it was a big deal. It was a case. But then the election was coming up. Brave asked him to seal the case because he was supposed to account for the money. I just saying it like that, but no, I trying to be politically correct. And after election, he became deputy prime minister. So he ran for deputy prime minister with this big case. England brought it up, and when he won, then they settled with him because now he's prime minister. Deputy prime minister, and well, what you could do. So I just leave that just like that. All right. But at that point in time, whenever in the PLP someone needed money, they say go to Brave. I needed help, go to Brave. They go to Christy, man, I need this and that. Go to Brave. You got the money.
That's right. You get this person's date.
Right.
Even though Maria endorsed the signature on the back of the check, Lincoln could cash up because she's not there. And usually a check has to be endorsed and present of the cashier, so her story is full of holes. I agree.
Okay, so Gregory Jones is asking, all he wants to know is, Lincoln, are you going to appeal and sue?
Yes, yeah. So now that I've spoken to the public, I think the decision is I asked for legal advice just now, and I'm going to. Someone says, can we expect any more court cases? Not that I know of. I mean, anyone could sue anyone for anything, you know. I could sue Maria right now and tell her she's too pretty. I could sue her for being pretty. You could sue for any reason. That don't mean you will win in the end, but you can file a lawsuit to anyone for any reason. All right, any reason.
Shall I get a couple of complaints in the bar council now?
Yeah.
For these people that I was talking about corruption. All the evidence.
I have, and I brought this case up before on 2 occasions on my lives. I brought this case up before. All right, one when I told people to come and anything, then no one showed up. I brought the different stuff up. I was trying to remember different stuff that I might have done. I brought this case up. All right, me, and I did that twice. All right, so to see nothing that was out there. I think one of the places we had a church before, not the one they was telling us lying about, say whatever money we had to clean up and whatever, rent, whatever. So he wanted to sue me personally. And that's on him. All right. There's no truth to what he was running on with, but this is a part of doing business. If you in business, you will be sued. That's the purpose of the court. The court ain't a bad thing, it's civil court. That's people have disagreements. There are law firms. You know, and Wayne Monroe and what the fella name was together, you know, then they wasn't together, Lockhart, you know, different law firms together, then they have fallen out and, you know, different disputes. Businesses have disputes. That's what happened with business. People have disagreement. Me and Maria could make one arrangement and then I remember something and she remembers something.
Yeah.
And we have it on paper, but we to us interpret that a different way. You owing someone don't mean that you are evil. Sometimes businesses just don't work. Sometimes you could lose a job. I'm a landlord. Someone could owe me. That don't mean they're evil. I mean, they're going through a bad time. Owing someone is not equal to evil. Another question here. Was any money received? Put it back up, Carol.
Janice Minus is asking, was any money received for her to purchase the child shoe store? Because she doesn't believe the Bain shoes would give someone they don't know a whole business with no money collected. Was any money received to purchase the kids store?
That was what the transaction was for. I can't swear that the money was received. And the thing with me is, when this business was formed, I was away in law school. All right? This business came around in 2009. I was in, where we was, Maria? In England. So even though I opened the business, I wasn't really here day to day. All right? And so I used to be right in class, looking through shoes and looking at shoes, you know, on the internet that it was emailed to me that I had to go pick. So a lot of times I wasn't there. And sometimes, you know, they would, you know, sign certain things for me, I guess, because I wasn't there, you know, but I wasn't there. So I can't swear for what happened. I know that she couldn't catch up with me, and she admitted that in all of the emails. She couldn't catch up with me. And she then, in one of the emails you saw where she directed it to someone else who was a manager, and then made the deal. They had authorized to do that. And then when I came back, it was like, okay, what y'all did? Okay, let's move forward.
But even if that, I like what she said though. Even if that what she said for the shoe store. That was a business,
Mm-hmm.
and the business went collapse. So the money going collapse too. Because that's the business. It wasn't you in your personal capacity. It was you in your business capacity. So it's two different things.
Yes. And so someone asked
Yeah.
another good question about the check. Carrie, you added up just now. Can the credit union, I guess, can the credit union produce evidence of this check that this lady is talking about? Yeah, that's her job to bring that. If she make accusations against me,
Yeah.
I say, you ain't give me nothing. All right?
Yeah.
You gotta then, the burden is on you to say, here's the check I paid you. Bugger, you move. All right, that's your job to produce that. She did not produce it. She was asked in court. She did not, and that was totally ignored. That fact was totally ignored. You know. All right. So, any other questions?
Unrelated to the case.
I've got the payment system up for membership. We are almost there. Just working on finalizing one thing. We're almost there for members who are overseas. Otherwise, we have to come in to pay. We didn't want to mix up. So we had the payment system up, but we had to put it on a business license. And we decided that, no, we're going to just wait till our specific documents are fixed for that. And then we'll do it. Almost there. Just be a little patient with us. If you are a member, you will see that again, just like we did last month. All of the accounting is there. We are the most accountable organization in this country. And so last month, you got your accounting for every dollar in, every dollar out. This month, you got your accounting for every dollar in, every dollar out. They can say what they want with me, but no leader in this country of any organization has made that policy. All right? And any member can come in here and scrutinize and see what they want to see at any time. We ain't got nothing to hide. Call me, whatever you want, call me. I have someone on the WhatsApp say, oh, he's a thief. Yeah? We are counting every single dollar. What's your party doing? You've been in the F&M. They ever show you any financials? I was a council member. The F&M never showed me. I ain't never seen no financials.
Excuse me? Well, look at it. The F&M won't give an account for the taxpayers' money. You think they give an account for how much money they make in their body? Man, we better stop talking garbage.
Someone has a question. Why were your partners not also sued? They see me as the one with the money.
Thank you very much. Good question.
They see me as the one with the money. So normally they go after the one with the money. And law, they teach you don't go after someone who don't have money. So they saw me as the person with the money. So they decided to tie it to me and go after me.
Yeah.
So that's why. Anytime you're a leader, if you're in a business, in a church or whatever, and in the end, normally you have a business closed or anything closed, you're left, with some owing somewhere. All right? They go after whoever was the leader, whoever was out front, or whoever they think got the money in that. If you was the front, but you ain't the one with the money, they get after the one who got the money.
Now, Lincoln, you know me and you was friends, and I go with you. I said, definitely. But you know that woman that showed that check, where you would clear that check, you know, then you pay that money, right?
I would have paid that.
Thank you. If I see that check and say, Lincoln, well, this woman pay you that money, I say, cut this down, pay this money.
We wouldn't even been here. We wouldn't have had this discussion.
Thank you very much.
You wouldn't have this discussion.
That woman bring that check and say, when you think the payments, I will tell Lincoln, cut this down, go pay that woman that money, because you got that money for this. But if you got that money to invest in the business, in that same business, you don't need to pay them because what happened? The business collapsed. But if that woman pay you that money, personally, Lincoln Bain, Lincoln is going to pay that money.
But I believe that this is political. That's my belief.
I told you.
And that's my belief.
Yeah.
Don't take that from me. It came up at a political time. Told you all this going to come after. And here they come. But they think this can distract me. Let me make this clear to some of y'all who still listening. They better thank God and the party. They don't want me on this road. They better thank God I in this party busy doing stuff this party. Because if they want me moved from this, and I am out there as a Wolverine, I still holding their feet to the fire, but now I got plenty time on my hands. Y'all better thank God. Maria and me, busy. Y'all better think twice who coming after me, who want me to step down. You don't want me with free time again. Y'all wouldn't sleep. You think I got files now. Give me a couple more hours in the day. Y'all better keep me occupied. So fight me, do what you want to get me to step down, and then watch what happens. That's when you see the monster.
Why you don't deal with things 3 days?
Me with free time? I only gotta behave because I'm the leader of an organization. Y'all don't want to see the old me. Y'all don't want to see me when I'm angry. Brave, Pintard, Menace, you're not. Don't come for me. Just give the Bahamian people what is theirs, and I'm happy. You have not a word out of me.
Thank you very much.
Give the people what's theirs. And I ain't got nothing to say. I will praise you. We just praise you. Maria's get I'm judged. She's get condemned for praising when y'all do something right. I just get condemned for praising when y'all do something right. But just like we praise you when you do right, we coming for you when you do wrong. Bahamas, I want to thank you for tuning in today. But if y'all want, if these politicians want to put me back in civilian clothes, if they think that that's the best strategy for survival, you all got another thing coming.
Just before we go, Louis Gibson had a question. Why is it that you were the focus and not you and your partners, since it was the company?
Right, we answered that. The reason I was the focus was they felt I was the person with the money, so they came after me. And that's normally what they do. All right? And so, you know, if you have a church and the church owe rent or the church owe liability, come after the pastor. You know, they shouldn't. Legally, they shouldn't. But then what they do is they try to find a slick way, even if they got to forge documents, to say, oh, the pastor was renting the place, or the liability was in his name. They try to come after him. So we've heard all kind of rumors out there. It was, you know, just and I didn't deal with all these. There's just rumor, you know, I thief money from some church. I mean, Maria was the lawyer for the church. No accusation was ever made against me in any no negative accusation.
But no money now.
Right? But no money at all. You know, they say that whether it was potential church or whatever, you know, I owed rent to the brethren or whatever. Maria, you was their lawyer. I owe any rent to anybody. Lies. And people keep spreading these nonsense. And then when you tell them, come say it in my face. Come say it. Because they know it's lies. They can't come forward with it. I've recently heard lies that I collected $1 million during the election. Let's see, BB, there's something now. Someone tell me, BB say, oh, if what happened to the election money, we account for the money we collected in the election. No one has questioned our integrity or a dollar that was collected during election. Let me tell you how election goes. First, people donated specific things. That's how we did this. You know, we look like we had a lot of money. We put all those billboards out there. The person said, okay, I can buy y'all billboards. They paid to the billboard company.
Yeah.
They get a contractor to put them up. They paid the contractor. Wasn't in the account there. My headquarters opened up. A few people donated. They paid for the stuff individually. Oh, you getting flags to put out there? Let me pay to the flag companies. I can buy the microwave and bring it. So these stuff that BP them trying to spread and all that, you know, they trying to come after us. But they don't. From People Bahamian Evolution, we had a big rally. Guess what happened? One man say, I got the stage. I can bring the stage. Another man said, well, I got the speakers.
Yes, remember that.
All right, Cordero said, I can bring the stage. Who was it? I think one Dwight said, I can bring the speakers. Pencil say, well, I can bring the DJ set. Whatever, I just call them names. You know, different people brought different stuff. was no money involved. So they spreading this stuff saying, oh, they have big fight over money and then over the election money. Look, what election money? They are so afraid of us, Maria, but we ain't going nowhere. We just getting started. So Bahamas, this was their first effort to discredit me. And notice all the media jumped on this without contacting me. Let's see if they go touch on anything I said. Let's see. But we can write a statement.
Thank you very much.
And you can see if they cover it. We ain't writing it tomorrow because then they can put it in Saturday paper. You write it Sunday.
Yeah.
The outline would be after outline. In fact, as a lawyer and as a deputy leader, I think I can let you put that out there, Maria. We got a country to save. You all can go listen to Brave them and all their lies and attacks on me, or we can move forward. Now, you all throw your hardest blow. I ain't flinch, and I'm not flinching. What y'all got next? Y'all can lock me up. Y'all can find some fake charges. What y'all got next? Please tell me. Don't waste your time. Of course, with more lies or setting up more. Listen, these billionaires will set people up to lie on you. They do it to Jesus. Go read where they crucified Jesus. They go in the crowd and start lying on Jesus. And then they pay the guards to lie. Who was to the gate? The lions and the disciples moved in. They paid them. Pay off Judas 30 pieces of silver to betray him. They got this for billions of dollars. And listen, I know them oligarchs is gonna have this all over their radio station, etc., etc. Guess what? You no longer hear this unless you all spread it. Tell them how that woman documents is impossible. Even I got another document there where she said I sent her the document to sign on March 6th. I got the document right there to show that. She said I sent her the document to sign on March 6th. But then in her next witness statement, she said she didn't first email me. She didn't know me until April 14th.
Yeah.
She was mixed up straight through and the judge talking with credibility. This is in the documents. I want to thank you all for tuning in. At any point you want me to step down, listen, I got some children I love and I need to be around and spend some time. You know, I could be planting fruits, you know, it would be a food shortage in my backyard. You know, there's some stuff I could be doing. And so,
I agree with you.
yeah, if you don't want me to do this, then there's some stuff I could be doing. But let me make this clear. I all in.
Okay.
I all
do.
in. And I ride this till the wheels fall off.
That's right.
And I can put them back on, or I can walk if I have to. I in this.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell the PFP something. I said, Dabble, coming for that new hospital, this new wave coming. Y'all better be prepared. Andress, y'all don't touch Andress. Andress belongs to the Bain people. Lincoln, we got a deal with Andress and our Aragonite, and that same 400,000 acres of land, we gonna be watching that, Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Andress is for the Bahamian people. Y'all can put that in trust for the Bahamian people. Lincoln, I'm telling you, we need to be watching our natural resources now. We can't let them get by. Good night, my fellow Bahamians.
So starting in January, we're not going to compete with Christmas. We're going to start organizing our constituency offices, our constituency branches. For y'all who have signed up, continue to sign up. Come in, pay your dues, do what you have to do. We're going to start organizing our branches, and we're going to have a convention soon. And then you could move me. Y'all can take me or vote for someone else if y'all want to. And then I go back to activism. You know?
I agree with you.
Yeah. So y'all can decide what y'all want to do, but we'll have a convention. We'll put our people in place. We'll have a proper party formation. We're looking forward to it. So continue to sign up. We can only do this if you help. We have expenses. That's just a reality. We have to keep this going. And so only you could make this go. So if y'all don't see the need to keep this going, then you got to shut it down. We doing this for y'all. And so we need you to come in. It's $5 a month. Do what you have to do. We're counting every dollar to the people. And so, unlike every other party, and that's it. All right. So, we will sell arms to the Chinese. Let me tell you something.
Ain't nothing happening.
Let me tell you something. The
What you
Chinese talking about food security. What you think you talking about? They talking about Andres. Didn't you see them? Didn't you see them? They coming for our natural resources, and Brave feels that that's the only way he could pay these billions at his own. They could do some refinancing with some of it, but they feel that's the only way. And so I told you all from before election was going to happen, and after election, I told you all the deals and start getting made. Wake up, farmers. They're going to come after me because they don't want to account to the Bain people. All right? Madam Chairman, anything else we need to cover? Are we good?
Good evening, Bahamas. Change isn't coming, change is here. And Donnell Mitchell, I do agree with you. And Donnell Mitchell said, please, Lincoln, please stop threatening to step down. I'm tired of telling him this. I'm tired of telling him this. So thank you. I agree with you. Bahamas, let's continue to stay focused. Our country is in dire. It's in dire problems. We have to stay focused. The only people they are attacking are the ones who are standing up for their country.
Yes.
Notice they're not going after anyone else. Any questions, anything that needs to be proven, we are willing to stand up and we're willing to be questioned. Okay? Stay focused. We have to save our country, not only for the generation now, but for the generations to come. We need to start getting productive about the business of our country. Stay focused.
All right. Good night, Bahamas. Thank you so much. Like I said, we're going to write our statement to the press, and tonight we've made our official decision that we're looking to appeal this, and that's what we're going to do. I think we have 21 days or something. I don't know, 14 or 21, whatever it is. But we're going to get that appeal in, and we can do what we have to do. It ain't too late for me to file criminal charges. Stay tuned.